Prince Harry placing his own brother and sister-in-law into a High Court witness statement has been seized on by the tabloids as something dramatic or disloyal. But when you actually read what Harry wrote, the truth is far calmer, more human, and far more revealing about the real issue at the heart of this case. This is not about family conflict. This is about trust, privacy, and how deeply the British press has intruded into the private lives of an entire generation of the royal family. Harry's statement does not attack Prince William. It does not criticise Princess Catherine. In fact, it does the opposite. It explains the closeness that once existed between the brothers and why the alleged actions of the press would have been so devastating. Harry writes that because of William's position, the press were always intensely interested in him, and that as brothers they naturally discuss personal aspects of their lives. He emphasizes trust. He emphasizes sensitivity. He makes clear that they shared highly private family and professional information with one another, because that is what siblings do, especially siblings growing up inside an institution that offers very little emotional safety. This matters because it highlights exactly why unlawful information gathering, if proven, would be such a serious violation. When two brothers speak privately, they do so with the understanding that those conversations are not public property. They are not fodder for headlines. They are not tools to be monetized. Harry naming William is not about blame. It is about context. It is about showing the court how private information could only have existed within trusted circles, which makes its appearance in newspapers all the more alarming. The brief reference to Princess Catherine has also been twisted by critics who are desperate to invent drama. Harry simply identifies her as his brother's wife. There is no shade. There is no hidden message. It is a formal legal document, not a memoir. The simplicity of the reference reflects respect and restraint, not coldness. This is what a serious witness statement looks like when it is written for a court of law rather than for public consumption. Harry also speaks about his relationship with his father, King Charles, during the relevant period. He states clearly that they were in regular contact and that voicemails left on his father's landline phone contained highly personal and sensitive information. This detail is crucial. It underlines how widespread the alleged intrusion may have been. These were not casual messages. These were private communications between a father and son, between relatives, between palace staff. If such information found its way into press stories, it raises profound questions about how it was obtained. Once again, Harry is not attacking his father. He is not accusing his family of wrongdoing. He is pointing to the vulnerability of private communication systems at a time when phone hacking and other unlawful practices were reportedly widespread in certain sections of the media. The focus remains firmly on the press, where it belongs. The fact that Harry did not meet with King Charles during this visit to London has also been weaponized by commentators who thrive on conflict. But context matters. Harry is in London for a legal battle, not a family visit. Court schedules are rigid. Security arrangements are complex. Emotional conversations cannot be slotted in between hearings and legal briefings. Absence of a meeting is not evidence of estrangement. It is evidence of practicality. The same applies to reports that no meeting with Prince William was scheduled. These brothers are not characters in a soap opera. They are real people navigating extraordinary pressure under constant surveillance. Private reconciliation does not happen on the timetable of the Daily Mail. And it certainly does not need to be performed for public approval. What is often overlooked is the sheer scale of this case. Prince Harry is not standing alone. He is joined by Sir Elton John and David Furnish, Baroness Doreen Lawrence, Sir Simon Hughes, Sadie Frost, and Liz Hurley. These are not reckless attention seekers. These are individuals from very different walks of life, united by a shared belief that their private information was unlawfully obtained and exploited. Their collective action speaks volumes. When multiple high-profile figures independently raise similar allegations against the same newspaper group, it demands serious scrutiny. This is not about bruised egos. It is about systemic behaviour. Claims include phone hacking, blagging of private records, and the acquisition of sensitive details such as flight information. These are not trivial accusations. They go to the heart of press ethics and legality. Associated Newspapers Limited has, of course, strongly denied all wrongdoing. They are entitled to defend themselves in court. That is how justice works. But denial does not erase history. The British public is well aware that unlawful information gathering has occurred in the past within parts of the media industry. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a documented reality that led to inquiries, arrests, and settlements. Harry's determination to pursue this case is deeply connected to his broader life journey. For years, he watched the press hound his mother, Princess Diana, to her death. He grew up understanding that intrusive journalism is not a harmless sport. It has consequences, emotional consequences, psychological consequences, sometimes fatal ones. When Harry says he wants accountability, he is not grandstanding. He is drawing a line. This is also where Meghan's role is often misunderstood or deliberately misrepresented. Meghan has been blamed for Harry's actions simply because she exists beside him. But this legal fight predates their marriage and is rooted in Harry's own lived experiences. Meghan herself has been a victim of invasive reporting and racist abuse. Together, they have chosen to challenge a system that profits from harm. That takes courage. Critics love to claim that Harry wants privacy while seeking publicity. That argument collapses under even minimal scrutiny. Wanting privacy does not mean withdrawing from public life entirely. It means having boundaries. It means choosing when and how personal information is shared. Going to court to stop unlawful intrusion is not hypocrisy. It is self-defense. Harry has repeatedly said that he supports a free press. What he does not support is an unaccountable press. There is a crucial difference. Freedom without responsibility becomes abuse. This case is about restoring balance. It is about reminding powerful media organizations that they are not above the law. The emotional toll of this fight cannot be ignored. Returning to London to relive years of alleged intrusion is not easy. Standing in a courtroom where your private life is dissected is not empowering. It is exhausting. The fact that Harry continues anyway speaks to his resolve. He could have walked away. He chose not to. It is also worth noting how restrained Harry's language has been throughout this process. There is no bitterness in his statement. There is no personal attack. There is clarity. There is precision. He lays out facts as he understands them and allows the court to do its job. This is not vengeance. It is due process. For supporters of Meghan and Harry, this moment reinforces what many have long believed. They are not trying to tear down institutions. They are trying to protect themselves and others from harm. They are challenging a culture that normalized the violation of privacy for profit. That is not radical. It is reasonable. The attempt by some commentators to frame this case as another chapter in a family feud is both lazy and dishonest. Harry did not drag his family into this fight. The press did long ago by inserting themselves into every private corner of royal life. Naming family members in a legal document is sometimes unavoidable when explaining how information flows and why its publication was so damaging. Ultimately, this case is bigger than one prince. It is about whether powerful media groups can be held accountable when they cross legal and ethical lines. It is about whether victims of intrusion, regardless of status, have the right to seek justice. And it is about whether the lessons of past scandals have truly been learned. Prince Harry, standing in court alongside other claimants, sends a powerful message. You do not have to accept mistreatment just because it is normalized. You do not have to stay silent just because your opponent is powerful. And you do not have to sacrifice your mental health on the altar of public consumption. As this legal battle continues, one thing remains clear. Harry is not acting out of spite. He is acting out of principle. He is standing up not just for himself, but for his family, his wife, and anyone who has ever had their private life turned into a headline without consent. That is not weakness. That is strength.